Boys and girls, welcome back to Bo's Mopar Garage. So today, we've got my purple Plum Crazy 70 Charger up on the rack here. We're going to change the oil and give it a once-over. Sean and I are going to do the Route 66 trip this year. So we're going to try not to have any breakdowns.
Anniversary of the route.
Yeah, it's a 100-year anniversary. So I've probably got 5,000 or 6,000 miles on this car since I redid the whole thing. I did 2 power tours in it. Not a minute's worth of trouble. It's got a 446 pack in it that my friend Brian up in Connecticut freshened up for me. It's a 70 motor, and it's got the intake and carbs off a 70 CUDA on it, I believe, 4-speed car. But she runs and drives great. I've got the 354 Dana in the rear. I've got a TKO 5-speed in it. So it's actually pretty good on gas for me. I think it's 15, 16 miles a gallon on the highway going along. It's 75, 80 miles an hour. But we're going to dump the oil out of it, which I already did. Change the filter in it, grease up what we can grease up, and take a look here. Take a look underneath this car. The bottom of it's painted. I've got subframe connectors in it. I got torque boxes in it. No AC, which was a problem the first year of the power tour because it was really, really hot. Got hooker headers on it. Again, this is such a great car. It's got some weld wheels on it. These are called the RTSs. RTSs, yeah. Drives great. So, like I said, we dumped the oil out of it. I'm gonna put the drain plug back in it. We get the oil filter off of there. Get a better look at this car when we put it down. It's got the I got this car. It was apart for 35 years, and everything in the interior was stored in the guy's basement. It's a SE car. I didn't put the badges back on it because I don't like them. But so it's got the leather seats in it, and some of the vinyl is split, but it looks good from a distance. And they're only original ones. But other than the headliner and carpeting, it's got the original interior in it. Cluster, dash pad, everything. Oh, I gotta get a wrench for that filter.
That transmission cool lines in the way.
No. And this K-frame here gets lubed up every time you change the oil in it. So I'm gonna clean up what we can. It does make a mess. Always make sure your old seal came off with it. Put a little oil on the new one, because I have seen where they stay on there. And then you put your new filter on it and end up with a big leak because it just blows it out. It's a great running car. It doesn't overheat. Never goes above 180. Doesn't matter what temperature we're in. It's got factory disc brakes on the front. I got some Bilstein shocks in it. So it really runs and drives nice. Get this out of the way. I've got the skid plate welded on the front here. Do a little wiping off here. And as you can see, the skid plate doesn't have any skid marks on it, so hasn't had to do its job yet. All right, call that good enough. Like I said, I think we're gonna put almost 3,000 miles on it next month. Between going out to Illinois to meet Sean and his nephew. These shocks are pretty expensive, but they you can tell the difference between those and the inexpensive ones. It just rides like you got control of the car. You got a firm feel steering box in it, which makes the difference in the way it steers. I just had it lined up. Let's put this thing on the ground. So I put quarter panels on this car when I got it. Trunk floor and rear valance. It's got the original fenders and doors on it, original hood, original roof. The only thing I'm not happy about, I put urethane control arm bushings in it. It must have not got enough grease on them because they pop all the time when you're backing up or turning and annoying. So here's the heart right here. We got an MSD set up in here, factory alternator. Belts are good. You get a funnel. I can't remember where I put my funnels. There's a stack of them here somewhere. All we need is one. There's one right here. So I got a 5-quart jug of Valvoline 2050. I used to run Joe Gibbs, but it's gotten out of hand. So they say this is as good. Anyway, it's good for a flat tappet cam. Brian put some sort of cam in this. Well, he had to put a cam in it, but I'm not sure what the specs on it are, but it sounds good. I'm trying not to make a mess here. This car gets looks everywhere it goes.
On Route 66, everybody stopped to look at it.
Yeah. So if you take your quart cans or gallon cans and turn them upside down in a bucket, and you do a couple of oil changes, you'll have enough to fill up your hand oil can. Which, because you can't get everything out. All right. Where's my brag? I got one here somewhere. Got one here somewhere. Oh, I'm staying on it. All right. I've got a fan on here that's bigger than it should be. So I tried to put a shroud on it, but the fan's too big for the shroud. And like I said, it never runs hot, so I'm not gonna mess with a good thing. On the back of this car, I've got I got disc brakes on it from the back of a Jeep Liberty, which I saw an old Hot Rod magazine that had an article on that. So you take the back brakes off of a Liberty along with the backing plates, and you have them milled down. You take it to a machine shop, have them milled down so they're the same thickness as the original backing plates, and this way you don't have any problem with the end plate adjustment on your axles. And I don't know whether they work any better than drum brakes, but they look cool. This car runs and drives, stops, does everything nice. We've got a hydraulic clutch in it. Yeah, you start this thing up, we'll check the oil in it. You should be good, but I don't really can't remember whether I got a 6-quart pan on here or a 5-quart pan. Sounds pretty good. 3-inch exhaust. I don't have a choke hooked up to the carburetor, so that's why it doesn't fire off. But as soon as she warms up, she fires off just fine. So I did the 22 and 23 power tour. We roll this thing forward. We get some pictures of the inside. I'll show you what the inside looks like. I'm gonna roll this thing forward a little bit. So it's the original console, original door panels, original armrests, original arm pads, original steering wheel, original dash pads, original cluster. I replaced the tic-tac tack in it. That's a factory shifter that I had to modify to work with the TKO or TKX, whatever's in this car. Again, the seats aren't perfect, but they're pretty nice. And they're only original ones. I got the 3-speaker dash in it. All in all, a pretty nice car. I'm happy to have it. It came out good, and it's been a great car. So I hope you enjoyed this tour around this car as much as I did showing it to you. Like I said, I've been happy with the car ever since I put it together 6 years ago now. All right. So if you haven't already subscribed, please do. Ring the bell. Got lots of cool stuff going on around here. So once again, we'll be out on Route 66, middle of August. Sean's driving a Challenger 50, and I'll be driving this. And sure, it's the only Plum Crazy 70 Charger out there with a trailer hitch on the back of it.